you're like watching, like in anticipation. Like a little kid at the door, like, am I gonna see the Christmas gifts? No.
Why did you meow?
Oh.
I said like you meowed.
You sound like you meowed.
You meowed. I'm adjusting my t-shirt. It's odd.
What is happening?
Shut up. You get a preview. That's not a word. Anyways.
Why are you putting it down backwards?
I'm fixing it, kind sir. God. The straps have been pulled funky, and I'm fixing things. Shut up and pay attention to what's recording. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 64-Bits Rage.
Yeah. ASInquisitor's Nintendo podcast.
Yeah. Episode 8. Aww.
We did it. We're done, guys.
Just done.
Every time. We're done, guys.
I feel like people be like, I'm done listening to this now.
It'd be great, too, if we only went like 15 minutes and that was the episode.
I know,
We're
right?
done, guys. And then we just like hit stop. There's never another episode.
That would suck. Honestly, I'm not surprised if someone out there has done that.
Oh, that always happens. Like a big... stat for like YouTube videos and podcasting in particular is like viewer retention rates.
Oh yeah.
So it's like the higher you could get for like how many minutes they stay in for a video or a podcast is like what they measure it by. Not if the podcast was like listened to from start to finish.
That's so weird.
Which is funny.
That's a jackass thing they kind of do.
Yeah, it's like can they listen for 10 minutes? Oh,
that's
fine.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Not the fact that 5 other people have listened to the entire podcast, but...
No, they don't really care about that.
No, which is...
It's just how long you listen to it.
Isn't that weird how that's the stat?
It is, yeah, because like live streaming is obviously a little bit different, but YouTube, the big thing is that's why YouTube videos are normally only like 10-15 minutes long. It's because like beyond 15 minutes,
people
it's
tune
like,
out.
Yeah, the viewer retention stat will tank.
Okay, to be
so that's
fair,
why they recommend
I
you
do
just do that.
see myself doing that sometimes when I'm watching.
Oh, I do too.
You know, like Hot Ones or like Strictly Dumplings. Sometimes it's like my brain's like.
Yeah, it's like one or the other for me. Like it'll be like 2 minutes. Like, no, I don't like this. Bye. Or I just like I'm doing stuff and not paying attention. So like the viewer retention for like me, is like through the roof because it's just cycling through YouTube videos and watching them all, even though I'm not right there.
Yeah, you have ADHD though.
Yeah, I'll go through like a ton of stuff at once, or
you're like manic stage. It's just like. You just recently went through a manic stage, and it was like, what the fuck is going on with you?
Everything got done.
It was like you're just randomly running around the house yelling, titties, titties, here titties! You
that's
know?
in my brain.
Oh, okay.
that's not what happened.
You got like 5 voices go on, shut up!
I wrote like 2,000 words to a novel, cleaned the entire house, had streamed twice. Like, I don't know.
Took care of the toddler.
Yeah, everything was done. I was like, I got nothing.
I'm at work sitting there, and my phone's going bzz, bzz. God damn it!
Exactly. That's why it's fantastic.
My bracelet's going bzz, 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 in the same breath. I'm like, fucking damn it!
See, it worked. Get a lot of stuff done.
How to annoy Ariel while she's at work. Ha ha ha.
I'm doing when I'm sleeping.
I know. Is he sleeping? Bzz, bzz, bitch.
What are you, bee?
Yep. Bees.
Be kind. Rewind.
Oh, Lord.
That's a good movie, too.
Wait. What?
Be Kind, Rewind. You ever seen that movie?
No.
I think it's got Jack Black in it. They run like the last like VHS store in their neighborhood.
I've never seen that. No.
It's a good like feel good movie.
I only think of Be Kind Rewind is looking back in the day with Blockbuster is that what it's called?
Blockbuster?
Yeah. The old.
We went to like Hollywood Video primarily, and then and then I grew up out in a small town outside of Spokane called Airway Heights, and they had like 2 mom and pa rental places. So there was like one that had been there for like ages, and so we went to that for like the first few years we lived there, and then that one kind of like went into a decline and eventually closed, and then a new mom and pa one opened up. They overlapped like a little bit, and it was like more center of town. It was easier to get to, and it was bigger, and so then we went to that one. And I can't remember what either one of those were called, but I remember
it's just like funny to think about it because like you still have like comic book small paw shops and like shit.
But you really don't have like rental places,
No.
You have like comic book shops. You have like even like coffee shops here in Washington
and stuff.
Yeah, bookstores are another
niche
big one.
stores, toy stores, but it's like
really interesting thing about bookstores actually. And
do tell, Cancer.
They were talking about how Amazon has obviously taken like a huge chunk out of like independent bookstores, but as well as it's toppled like the big nationwide bookstores. Like Borders closed, how many years ago now? Probably close to 10.
I remember Borders.
I went to a Borders a couple times. There was one up at North Point. I can't remember what it is now or what they did with it, but
nope, never been
Borders was super nice though. Like it was like Barnes and Noble on like chic crack. It was amazing. Like
I get chic.
They had like the big like ladders up, and they did books floor to ceiling, but Barnes and Noble size ceilings.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, and they had like leather couches everywhere, and like the kind of like study lights or reading lights, like really nice, like almost like Tiffany lamps were all over the store as well, and you could like go up and get a book, and it was really nice. And they did like music and DVDs and stuff like that too, but they went under. And then Barnes and Noble's been on the decline for ages now. They closed like quite a few stores recently.
Hopefully Usher stays open in Washington State. So
that was the thing I read though, is that an investment group bought them out.
Okay.
There was mention of like JP Morgan. I don't think it was through them because it was like a hedge fund is what bought them out. But anyways, the guy that they got to take over like the operations for Barnes and Noble used to work for JP Morgan.
Okay.
I think he's British though. And he brought back like 2 of the big UK booksellers.
Okay.
To like compete against Amazon, brought them back to profitability, and they were like on the verge of like closing or bankruptcy. And now he's applying that kind of knowledge and what he's done to other bookstores to
keep them open,
to Barnes and Noble, and to keep them open, and return them to profitability by changing quite a few things.
You know why Barnes & Noble's so obsessed with free cookies, by the way?
Oh, with their Starbucks thing, where you always get a coupon for a free cookie, which makes the coupon pointless because you might as well just be like, free cookie with your purchase. Because that's essentially what they're doing.
You have to buy something, but
it's
like
just
in
like,
small
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
if you buy something at Starbucks, just give me a free cookie. Don't give me a fucking leaflet after I've already been to Starbucks inside your Barnes & Noble and I bought a book and now I get a free cookie? I'm not going to go back.
Shit? Yeah.
Like... Your cookies suck anyways.
Yeah.
That's why you're giving them away.
Probably. To be fair, it's like when I worked at Starbucks, I like to sample out shit just to eat it.
I just try it out.
Or
but
my favorite things.
The guy that is now like running Barnes & Noble, like the operations for it, he modeled how he does it off of the small bookstores that have stayed open, the independent ones, like Auntie's here in town and stuff like that. Because they were the most successful in riding out Amazon.
Yeah.
And all the other big box ones closed, except for the couple he saved in the UK, and now Barnes & Noble. They're the only ones that have made it.
That's so weird.
And so from the hedge fund's perspective, they say that like if you've survived this long with Amazon, then there's obviously a need for you to survive.
Yeah,
like,
true.
You've done it. It's just if this keeps going, the next few more years or so, you will eventually go under. But you have kind of proven yourself, so we're going to invest money and time, and then this individual is going to keep it going. And then he's modeled his way of operating these big bookstores off of like small bookstores.
That's legit.
Kind of interesting.
Little tidbit, side note, not what we're talking about the podcast wise. So kind, sir.
Yeah. Our Nintendo podcast.
Yeah,
bookstores. Our topic today, Barnes and Noble.
So kind, sir. Any housekeeping before we dive in?
We've mentioned
housekeeping on the 64s though.
Yeah, we mentioned it on our sister podcast, Rage Quit. We do have some new tech.
Yeah.
So hopefully the audio sounds a little bit better. We each have a mic now, and we have separate tracks that we record. We've listened to it back. It sounds a lot better.
Yeah.
It was decent before.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but there's a background or fuzz or something cut out or...
Yeah, and so we've definitely kind of increased our game there. And then we are still planning on doing t-shirts by the end of the summer, summer 2020.
Yep.
So we're going to have a 64 Bits of Rage t-shirt along with its compatriot.
Yep.
So hopefully you'll be able to scoop those up, like I said, at the end of the summer.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Have prototypes here.
Prototypes.
And we'll tweak some stuff, and then we just got to find a outlet to sell them through, kind of a thing. We have a couple different options. So
yeah, we haven't
just trying to
figured it out yet.
narrow them down as far as like t-shirt quality and price.
Yeah.
And, all the kind of back end stuff. But we are gonna have merch for 64 Bits of Rage.
And our sister podcast, Rage Quit.
Yep. And then, like you heard at the very, very top of the episode, we are sponsored by Rogue Energy.
Yeah, my favorite.
Yeah.
You just gotta do Shaker the Gladiator. I want to scoop that bitch up.
I know, it looks good.
Looks
and we don't have any of the tall ones.
No, I think it'd be cool to have like a Gladiator one for like, the beginning of my week or the end of my week and just get the fucking big one.
Yeah, really do like 2 scoops or something, or a scoop and a half or whatever it is.
Power out.
Because I wonder if is it narrower, so it's the same amount of fluid ounces, you think? Or is it actually bigger?
I don't know. I'd have to look into that. I got my phone around here to Google search it, but...
Yeah, we'll find out. That way we can recommend one or the other depending on what you like or, how much you want to have, kind of a thing.
So, regardless, it's going to be fun to do. That one looks cool. Shit.
But yeah, I think that's it for housekeeping. That's really all we got.
What is this one about?
So this is episode 8 of 64 Bits of Rage. Today we are going to talk about Capcom and 2 of their kind of like tentpole franchises, Devil May Cry and Resident Evil. And how it pertains to the Nintendo Switch. Of course, because it's our Nintendo podcast. So.
What?
Kind of a given, but I thought I'd throw it in there.
How dare you?
I'll sprinkle it in like a little S&P.
Oh, God.
You liked it, but you didn't. Yeah. Because your face was like, "That's funny," and then you rolled your eyes. Like it was like real quick too. It was like, oh God. Yeah.
Like fucking dad jokes. Oh my God.
I think the motion was what got the eye roll. Yeah. Like what I said was funny.
But the whole motion was
like. Like Salt Bay, you're like, oh God.
I know,
why?
right?
Why?
So, kind sir, let's dive into Devil May Cry. Tell us about the Devil May Cries.
So, Nintendo has been doing something kind of interesting where, I don't know if they've like courted a relationship with Capcom or not to do this.
They always keep their things underneath their hat.
Yeah, or if, Capcom wanted to do this and they reached out to Nintendo. But regardless, instead of releasing like the Devil May Cry HD collection, which was on the PS3 and the PS4, they've been releasing the old Devil May Cry games like a la carte.
Yeah,
so they did the first one and the second one. I think they were like $15, $15 or $20.
They weren't like over the top. They were nicely priced,
Yeah, it wasn't bad, especially for an older PS2 title.
On top of being released on the Switch, so.
And they didn't change anything about them. They were, I'm assuming they're HD counterparts that were in the HD collection.
Yeah.
They just ported those, sold them a la carte, and so you can play them on your Nintendo Switch, which is super cool.
Yeah, which is
Devil May Cry game's never been on like a handheld. No. So you can play Devil May Cry on the go.
Yeah,
and you can have a little bit of a nostalgia trip. The cool thing, though, they just recently, in February, released Devil May Cry 3, the special edition. And they actually changed some things for it.
Yeah, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, so like you can play co-op Bloody Palace mode. One person can play as Dante, the other person plays as Virgil, his brother.
Which we just did.
Then they also, the really cool kind of feature is they tweaked the like style system. So before you would set like a style to play as. Either at like one of the idols or like before you started a mission.
What are those per se?
So you had like gunslinger, swordsman, trickster, and royal guard. So trickster was like built more around like evading. You could dash away from enemies and stuff, and then if you upgraded it, you could like dash in the air, things like that. Royal guard was more for defense. Same kind of build. You could hold it down and defend and block. And then if you upgraded it, you could block in midair. Yeah. Kind of cool. And then Swordsman and Gunslinger are pretty obvious. Like one focused more on Dante's firearms. You got special moves with those. And then the other one did is like melee weapons and added special moves to each of those. But you're kind of locked in per level.
Which is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Especially if like you don't, and that's if you're like playing it for the first time or something like that, or you don't remember because it's such an old game, and you're going into this level and you're like, well, shit, I needed tricks, or I needed to be more evasive, or I needed more guarded, or quick gunslinger or something like that. And you're like,
and they do level up, so maybe you're focusing on leveling up one more than another. And like the last mission, you had to use trickster, but you want to boost your royal guard because they do get experience. Like just the more you have it equipped, the more enemies you defeat. Yeah, it would kind of like screw you over. You'd be putting experience points into another style than the one you actually want. And, like, and at the time there wasn't any other, newer Devil May Cries out that really enhanced the combat. So it really wasn't that big of a deal because when that released, it was like the fastest paced kind of combat in the Devil May Cry series. But now they've kind of like they've tweaked it enough where it's real close to like Devil May Cry 4 and 5 and even DMC.
Yeah.
So you can switch styles on the fly, you can switch weapons on the fly, and then you got a couch co-op experience on top of it.
Which is like insane for them. For granted, they just ported in 1, 2, and they are what they are.
Yeah.
But then to port in number 3, or Devil May Cry 3, not necessarily a 3 in order, but to add that. To add the game on the fly, to change it on the fly, and I wonder how complicated that was to do.
I don't know. I read an article or two about I believe it was just like the designer or like the director in charge of like porting it over. I can't remember what studio it was, but and it sounds like they had a lot of fun with it. Like, they got to go back and, like, kind of tweak stuff. Because I think they had a lot of the original designers from Devil May Cry 3. And
Which is kind of cool.
They got to have fun with it and kind of implement, things that had been introduced in, like...
4 and 5.
And...
What'd you do?
I don't know. And, tweak it and, modernize it as kind of best they could.
Yeah.
And they did a real cool job with it. So, but it sounds like they had fun doing it. So, which is kind of cool.
Didn't they port 5 on the Switch, or they're not done that yet?
No, they haven't. They don't have.
I think they're rolling it slowly out.
4 DMC or 5.
I think they're slowly rolling it out, is what it sounds like, because they just did this adaptation for 3, so it makes sense why, you want to get the grounds on 3, because you did all these cool changes to it, and then maybe raw DMC 4 and 5.
Yeah, and I don't know if they'll do DMC.
DMC maybe not.
Yeah,
honestly, you could.
I know they own the. You Capcom has the rights for that, of course.
You can honestly live life without playing DMC.
I really like DMC.
I know, but if it's honestly just its own game, didn't DMC stem off into something else?
No, Devil May Cry, the original series, stemmed off of Resident Evil.
Oh, that's right.
So
right.
Devil May Cry and Resident Evil 4. Devil May Cry was the original Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, that's right.
So it started to become like really quick in combat, and the camera angle had changed a lot from like the original Resident Evils, the first 3. The tone started to shift a little bit more into like gothic horror rather than like kind of zombie horror, and so they ended up
just making it its own game.
Yeah, instead of like canceling it outright or just
reskinning it and
taking that and then starting on Resident Evil 4, it became its own franchise and its own series.
That's insane. I honestly didn't realize that they were connected, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really kind of interesting because it was like during the production of that game, the first one, it just started to change so much from Resident Evil that they
made it its own game essentially, which is kind of cool to see. It's
very iconic characters now from that first one.
Dante
and Virgil, and then later like Trish and Lady and Sparta, Nero with 4. Yeah, really cool characters and stuff. Really, you don't see a lot of gothic horror games anymore, which is kind of cool.
Not really, but I like that they did that style. Not only did they just port over 3, but they actually made it enabled to change it.
Yeah, and it really makes it like the most definitive edition of 3.
Yeah.
So 3 had a special edition on the PS2, and that one, they've added maybe like costumes and stuff.
Yeah. Which makes sense to do that, to add costumes.
But yeah, it really is like the most definitive edition of Devil May Cry 3 now, which is really cool.
Yeah, and it's cool that they changed the play style, but not necessarily like the HD or game itself. They didn't remaster it like they did like Resident Evil 2.
Oh, like a remake? Yeah, it's not a remake.
No, it's not a remake.
It's just a remaster with additional features baked into it.
Which isn't that weird, though?
Yeah, it is really weird. It's like an in-between.
Because if you think about it, they essentially were on the grounds for just doing a fucking remaster.
And I thought about that when like we finished Devil May Cry 3 today. I was like, a remake would be cool. Like, make it like Devil May Cry 5?
They're already doing it.
They're already working on Resident Evil.
I mean, they're working on Resident Evil, but they already have the grounds to essentially just redo it as a remaster.
Yeah, it'd be really cool to do a remake of Devil May Cry like 1, 2, and 3. And you could improve 2 a lot, with a remake. So
exactly.
I don't know if that's kind of what they're stabbing at. They're seeing like what how the market reacts to these like Switch ports, as well as like the collections that they put out.
So do you think if it does well sales wise that they'll actually do a remaster for Devil May Cry 3?
I know Capcom has definitely come back into its own in the last couple years, and they're a lot of people kind of herald it as like a golden age for Capcom, specifically like a renaissance. And I agree. They've done amazing things with their franchises. They've done really well, like sales wise, like they're just great games. And they kind of had a lull, before. So I think it's a possibility we might get some Devil May Cry remakes. Yeah.
That'd be cool in its own right, because I know they're really hitting it hard with Resident Evil, and they've done like gorgeous job with the Resident Evil remake. Resident Evil 2.
Rumors about Dino Crisis and stuff like that. Some of their more dormant IPs that they own, and I think the Nintendo Switch has a huge hand in that because it's sold so well. It's a hybrid console, so you can have it on the go, which is very appealing to people.
Yeah.
And
especially if you don't have time to play, but you have like long commutes and you're not driving or something along those lines, and then you can just take your Switch with you.
Yeah, and I think
you have lunch or something, or
makes it easier for people who maybe haven't played the older Devil May Cries in a really long time, or maybe have never played them.
Yeah.
Due to their age, and now they can, instead of like trying it out on a console,
they get on the handheld.
They can. It's like, I'm going to try out Devil May Cry on the go.
Which is kind of cool, because if you think about the resolution or the visual of it, when you're playing in handheld mode, if it's lower quality per se, it's not that big of a deal because it's a handheld game. It's not very worried about... But it's cool to see because then people aren't really worried about the visual effect of it, especially if you're playing in handheld mode. And then also, you're getting an older game as well. So when you do play it on your big screen, your TV, or whatever the situation is, you're not expecting an HD high quality game either.
Yeah, because it is for the PS2 generation, which was not an HD generation.
No.
So as far as like how it looks, there's plenty of hardware, power, and juice there to run it just fine. And you're gonna get probably an upscaled, HD version of it, just naturally. But yeah, I mean, it's a PS2 era game, so it's very polygonal and, but the art style was actually really good on that game. It holds up surprisingly well.
It's funny, like when you talk to the doggy, the third Cerberus.
Cerberus,
yeah.
Which then they have a callback in Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah, when he's making fun of it again.
The main Cerberus, and it's like, that's one of his children that he fought in Devil May Cry 3. It's pretty cool.
I like how they segued into that was one of his kids.
Yeah. And then they also
parody... a three-headed dog would have a three-headed baby.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Well, he said he had like a whole bunch of babies too in that one.
Oh, God.
Which is funny. And then Dante just fought one of them.
One of his babies.
Yeah, and because Devil May Cry 3 is prior to the events of 5, they harken back to it. Kind of with the jackpot scene too.
Jackpot. That's how good.
At the end of 5, obviously, is a throwback to that cutscene in 3 towards the end of the game.
Yeah, but then he teases him, don't say it. Jackpot,
Yeah, but even though they both did it.
Yeah, but he's a little older now,
Yeah, and he's like more jaded, so he's like, don't say it.
Don't say it. Fucking, Which is funny. I like how they find Dante. How did Dante get stabbed and they had to find him in 5? What was the lore to that?
Oh, in the very beginning.
Oh, the very beginning. Never mind.
Yeah, because he
had the Virgil demon part through the sword at him, and they had to go find him.
Yeah, because it's like he pretty much gave enough time for all of them to escape, and then Dante stayed there.
Yeah, and he sacrificed himself essentially to.
Yeah, and he survived, but he got
skewered,
and then he.
How many times has he been stabbed to the chest now? It's a running gag now.
I think at least 3 times, because he does in 3 for the first time, like chronologically, and then 4, because he does in Devil May Cry 1 as well. He gets skewered at the end into the wall.
Yeah,
and then
because the first one brings out his demon.
Yeah. And then 4, I'm pretty sure it happens too.
Something like that, yeah.
Might happen twice
Nero
in 4.
stabs them, I think.
And then, yeah, in the beginning for sure. I think he does again, though, later in that game. In the beginning of Devil May Cry 4,
himself.
Nero does, like, throw...
And it gets them, and he thinks he wins, and Dante's like, it's not the first time I've been stabbed
in the chest, and by that time, it's, like, the 3rd time.
Yeah, that's happened to him.
And then he does in 5 as well.
Yeah.
And it almost kills him that time, but that's because it's Virgil. So
Virgil's full demon.
And it's, I believe it's the Sparta sword that gets him that time, too.
Yeah, so. Wow.
Because that's how he ends up with the Sparta sword, is because he got skewered with it.
Oh man.
But yeah, we're checking out. If you're a Devil May Cry or Capcom fan, or maybe you've been interested and haven't...
It's on cheap too. It's like $20.
Yeah, and
which is crazy.
I spent some gold coins, which I think is a great system that the Nintendo Switch has.
Yeah.
And I got like $5 off. So it's like 15 and change.
Yeah, like the gold system, the more you buy, the more gold coins you get, which you can use towards basically
purchases.
Discounts.
Yeah,
which is
discounts.
Insane.
Yeah. I want to say it's like every gold coin is a cent or something like that.
Which still, it's cool,
It's
though.
super cool, yeah.
I mean, it's a really cool system. Not a lot of places have that in systems where you buy something, you essentially get a discount, where it's like, no, you don't, you just gotta buy it.
Yeah, it's like loyalty rewards.
Yeah,
really
loyalty
cool.
rewards. And that's cool that Nintendo actually has that in place, and to see that,
Because it's kind of like an old school concept, and it's cool to see Nintendo bring it back.
Yeah.
Because a lot of gamers have been asking for it, via Sony, Xbox, or Nintendo, and Nintendo did it. So.
Yeah, because like people were like, I play so much of this game, or I do so much, or I buy so much, why am I not like getting natural just discounts or
something along those lines?
Something like loyalty rewards,
And Sony and Microsoft do it a little bit differently, where they run, if
discount,
you're an Xbox Live member or Games
PlayStation
Pass member, you're getting free games that way, or you're getting like double discounts, like PlayStation Plus or something. But
I get getting the free games, or if you pay for that program, you get these free games kind of tossed in there. But at the same time, it's still not a discount. It's either games you've already owned or seen or you don't want.
A lot of times for me, yeah, it's like, so I play a lot of different kind of games, and I've been gaming for a long time, so there's a lot of franchises that I just,
you play.
I have my mind on, or have played, or want to play it again, depending on the time. So I usually end up buying them as they come out.
Yeah.
So I have it, or if they are discounted. And so, yeah, by the time it comes around, for PlayStation Plus in particular as free, I usually already have it.
Yeah, you already have it.
I bought it for like $5, a year prior.
Cheap,
or it was a game I really wanted, so I bought it right when it came out. So, and then it's been a couple years, and it's like,
now it's free.
Well,
I don't need it.
I need the service for the cloud saves and stuff, and playing online if I want, but like, I don't really use the.
But like with
PlayStation
Nintendo, it's like the more games you buy or you get, or whatever the situation is, you get discounts.
You can apply it to whatever game you want.
Exactly, and I think that's
it matches my buying habits a little bit better.
And I think that's cool, and I feel like they should do that regardless, because PlayStation and Microsoft both have very loyal people and will always buy games or pay for those systems. But I feel like you should have, you fucking got in-game spending. Why not have in-system savings?
Yeah, exactly.
Which would make sense. And it's a little off tangent here. So, but with Devil May Cry, it's cool. I'm honestly excited to see that they did something like that with Devil May Cry 3.
Yeah, I am too. I didn't expect it, and it was one of those things where I didn't know I wanted it, but then when they announced it, it really kind of breathed like new life into that game.
Which is cool.
I just planned on waiting until... Because I have the original copies, and I also have the HD collections for the PS3 and PS4. And so... And I didn't want to play them on the Switch. It's just one of my favorite franchises, so it doesn't bother me to have multiple copies. But my intention was just to wait till they were like discounted, since it was like third party kind of a thing.
Well, yeah, and that discounted.
Get them for like $10, But Devil May Cry 3, after they announced the new features and stuff, I bought right away.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like as soon as it came out, and then obviously a cherry on top was the in-game saving or in-system saving too, which is kind of cool.
I didn't plan on. I was just gonna spend the $20 and call it a day.
Scoop it up. So if you're a Switch member and you have those coins, make a game cheaper.
Yeah, pick out a game you want and spend those
exactly,
coins.
which is kind of nice. That's kind of cool. I didn't realize that they did that. Obviously, until you bought that game, you're like, oh, I can apply.
I didn't really realize they had done that until
because we just actually started buying more games on the Switch lately because they've been coming out with more.
More like indie games and stuff that I've been looking forward to.
Stop working.
We've been
titles.
focusing on, getting some of the first party stuff that we missed out on, and then obviously remasters like this, just to play on a different console.
Well, like we talked about before too, being able to just play it, not have to worry about fucking trophy grinding or,
Yeah, exactly. Which can be ever present,
always in their foreground in the back of your mind. I'm not saying they don't have goals attached to it, which I saw ping when you got them.
Yeah, well, and I think that was in the original, though. That was on the PS2 well before their trophy system. So some games just had that stuff kind of built in.
Yeah, like you received this goal or reward, but the same breath, like we talked about.
It did do the Nintendo ping, though, which was kind of cool. I was like, that's awesome.
Nintendo ping with the ping. Yeah, I pinged.
I was like, that's what they need to do. That would be cool.
Nintendo ping. Called the Nintendo ping.
Yeah.
They already got the Switch thing, freaking the click.
The click, which is super catchy.
But no, and it's fun to be able to get these giant games like Doom and stuff like that and just be able to play them.
Yeah, not really focus on anything else, just the game
play,
and the fun factor.
Yeah. And which is kind of cool, and we discussed before, we're going to kind of bring up is what the fuck they had to do to get The Witcher on there.
Yeah, we're actually going to spin out like an entire episode talking about how I need to do a little bit more research and stuff and probably script out like good examples and sources and
deep
quotes
dive
and things like that. But we are going to do a deep dive talking about how they've ported games to the Switch.
Which is cool.
Devil May Cry is a little bit of an easier one just because it was a PS2, so it's not going to be a resource hog.
Yeah.
But
The Witcher
yeah, game publishers though have gotten The Witcher on there, Doom, Wolfenstein, some of these
big ass
technical kind of powerhouses on the Xbox One and PlayStation and put them on the Switch, which is pretty much like we read recently is a souped up Android tablet, hardware wise, which is crazy. So we're definitely gonna do a deep dive into that.
But no, and it's cool to see, back into our conversation with like Devil May Cry that they're putting them on the Switch and stuff, and
yeah, it's super cool.
Didn't it start out as a Nintendo game, or was that Resident Evil?
Devil May Cry was primarily a Sony exclusive. They put it on other consoles later. I don't know. I don't think the original Devil May Cries were on the OG Xbox because that would have been the same generation. But it was like a PS2 launch title or near launch title.
Okay.
I want to say 2001.
I may be thinking of something else then.
Resident Evil was...
I thought it started on
it might have been.
Nintendo.
I don't know if it was on the... I think it was on the 64. They did have a closer relationship with Nintendo because like the definitive edition of like Resident Evil 4 in particular, I remember was on the GameCube.
Yeah.
You could play it on the PS2, which is how I played it, but I think it came to the PS2 like a year later or something that. And the GameCube, and then later there was a Wii version with motion controls. For Resident Evil 4, which I have.
How the hell are you gonna play motion control Resident Evil? That's weird.
Yeah, and I've played a little bit of it on the Wii. I don't think I've ever done like a complete playthrough.
That'd be complicated.
But
that'd be annoying.
I'd be willing to like try it out again.
I think like you could just do a special.
They did that with Resident Evil though. Yes, they did have a closer relationship with Nintendo.
Do a special like Wii stream.
Oh, I could. Yeah.
Nunchucks and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
easily. Oh no! I need another converter thing for that.
Damn it! You and your fucking cords and your converters.
I know, yeah.
Still, we could get it and then just do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I just need to replace the. Oh, I might have the old one. I'll have to look into that because we had the other Wii that crapped out on us.
Yeah,
and I saved the cables and stuff for it so I could replace it because it's got the like 5-prong component cable instead of the 3. So it's like, which works out for our TV because I never use those on. Like, who uses those, by the way? Who
audio,
uses
visual,
those?
sound.
The one where it's like several colors that it's combining together to do the picture as well as the audio.
Oh yeah.
Where it's got 3 different colors. Our Wii has that.
Oh,
that's what it came with, and so we used that. That's why it's like you have to go to the weird setting on the TV to go to the Wii.
or something like that.
It's not AV. That's like the most common
or
one.
Or YB.
It's that one.
Y something.
Because it's like, it's combining like the primary colors. It's like one cable shows you like yellow, one does like red, one does blue. And then it has the audio cables too. So it's got 5 cables coming out of the back of it that connect into our TV, rather than just video and then
audio and visual,
left sound and right sound. So, which I'd have to swap out the cable or get a converter to stream it. But that would be cool to set it up to do with like the Wiimotes and stuff. Smack myself in the face with a nunchuck. We'll have to do a podcast about that if I do a Wii stream.
They warned me about the safety.
I didn't have to strap, and it went through my TV and my laptop. Oh
God, it's destroyed everywhere.
TV fell on my laptop. It ripped the capture card out of the wall. It wasn't even plugged in the wall.
It's like, why is it in the wall?
How that works.
It's like, that's not how that works. Our TV's not even mounted on the wall. It's an old TV. I think wall-mounted TVs are dumb.
Oh, yeah.
So dumb. Yeah. They're so dumb.
I love the ones where you see, like, fails, where it's like they've improperly mounted their TV to the wall, and then it's peeled off the drywall and fell, or peeled the drywall all the way down to the baseboard.
Yep.
That's the bestest.
It's the bestest from the bestest.
Yeah.
Or, like, their sound bars. Too.
Oh, yeah.
They don't properly install those, and they just fucking...
Yeah, or they try to set up, like, the 5-point, like, Dolby Digital Surround, or the 7-point, 7.1 or whatever. It's like, there's, like, all the speakers are either clustered together or dropping off the walls.
It's like,
or, like
I get it. I get it, why you may want that, but I don't need it, nor do I care.
It looks like garbage. I gotta get a soundbar and hide it.
Dude, yeah, it's hide behind your TV, and our cats walk on it all the time and turn it off.
Yeah, that annoys me.
I like how they just turn it off, though.
They do now.
They just turn it off.
I think the cat switched, though, that we're doing that. I think it was Squirrel, and Squirrel would change the setting on it.
Because she's fat.
Yeah, so it would go from, like, because I have all sound comes out of the TV through, like, one port. So it would just be, like, so it's set on 1, and then she would change it to, like, 2 or Bluetooth or something like that. Psyduck just turns it off.
Yeah.
Because Psyduck does it now, and Squirrel doesn't go back there, and he just turns it off.
I feel like
which is way easier, because then I just, like, turn it on, instead of trying to, like, reach back and trying to change the settings.
I think Psyduck's just smart enough, he just turns it off on purpose.
Boop, no more light.
Yeah, I think that's what he does.
Right, he could. He's a
very smart cat. He's.
I don't like this light. Boop.
Yep. I feel like once his testicles are gone, he's going to be back to his mischievous ways.
Oh, yeah, just like Dante, how he's kind of an asshole, and then he got fixed, and he's like, oh, my sweet little boy's back.
Yeah. I feel like Psyduck's fighting the fuck the bitches urge and be a good cat.
Yeah. Are you still a good cat?
I can't find my octopus yet.
I don't know where that is.
A little knitted. I had a knitted octopus on my bookcase, and little fucker stole it.
I find dust bunnies like every morning I get up.
Giant ass dust bunnies.
Like, where did you find these? Like, I'll even vacuum underneath like the bookshelves and stuff sometimes. Like, and then it's like, then there's dust bunnies. I'm like, where did you get these? I moved the couch and I swept. I swept underneath the bookshelf.
I made the dust bunny.
Yeah, and then it's like, I was like, where did you find all of these? And how did you get them? Like, I mean, you're kind of saving me work, because I didn't know where these dust bunnies were, obviously, and now they're cleaned up, but, like, where did they come from? It's like the sock in the dryer. Where did it go? Where did they come? Like, I feel like every time he digs out...
Where did it come from?
I feel like every time he digs out dust bunnies, I've lost a sock. Like, those, like, events are correlated somehow, where it's like, the dryer's running, I lost a sock, but now there's dust bunnies, and I'll never get the sock back, and I have to throw away the dust bunnies. Because you can't, like, reverse that process. I can't put dust bunnies in the dryer and then get a sock underneath the bookshelf.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. If you could do that, but it doesn't work that way. That would be amazing. Put dust bunnies in the dryer and then, oh, there's my sock. Like, that would be amazing. But that's not how that works. But I am still...
look on your face like, oh, like, I wish that would happen.
Like, because I was thinking of it as I was saying it. But I'm pretty sure that those two events are correlated. I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure.
Like, I'm like 97% sure.
And what were we talking about?
Don't make cry.
Are we gonna?
That was a good tangent though, and that's gonna be a pull out for the podcast.
Whoa,
I'm doing.
What are you doing now?
An audio guy. You're pulling out for the podcast.
Whoa! PG counter. Keep it fucking PG.
But one of the other things that
brain stopped working again.
Capcom and Nintendo have done, again a la carte, but they've released
Resident Evil
4, 5, and 6.
Yep.
You can buy. I think they're digital only.
Which makes sense though.
But you can get.
I think they're on the cheap too, about $10-15.
Only like 20 each, like Don't Make Cry.
Oh, well, yeah. That's true.
But they're separate. I mean,
it's not bad. If you scoop
some people did kind of complain about that they weren't in like a collection altogether for like $20.
But Nintendo doesn't do that.
Not really. Yeah. No.
And
I don't know if that's up to them or Capcom.
Fair, but if you think about their first party studio shit, that shit's never fucking cheap.
No, the only
I scooped up you Luigi's Mansion 3 on the cheap for fucking $50 instead of $55. Like,
instead of 60, yeah, and that $10 discount, which is crazy.
Yeah, $50 instead of $60. That's cheap for a Nintendo game.
The only collection that I can think of that's on the Switch, and I don't know, and this is a weird collection too, is Final Fantasy 8 and 9 are together.
That's weird.
And you get a physical copy.
Oh, God, excuse me.
Like a duology kind of set that you can buy. But they don't have 7, 8, and 9, which I don't know why. And then all the other ones are a la carte, like they've been released on the PlayStation and the Xbox.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, we can't really dive deep into what their thinking is. In the same breath, we can speculate.
And who knows, it could be the publisher as well, trying to eke out some more money.
Yeah, so instead
or
of
it could be Nintendo being like you said, where it's like, we don't really do that. Like, we're just going to release them a la carte, like, work on them individually, and then we'll release them.
We have to think, too, like, we'll dive deep, too, and how they get them on there, and yada, yada, yada. So it's kind of speculation at this point, how, why they're doing it like this, instead of people can complain, but at the same breath, they're going to pick them up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're a hardcore Resident Evil fan, and like we've talked about on the podcast before, and stats kind of prove, a lot of people have, a PS4 and a Switch, or an Xbox One and a Switch. And so, like I said, if you're big fans of these kind of franchises, you'll just buy them a la carte for your Switch.
Exactly.
Like, and not really, like, complain about it too much. Cause you can
which is kind of cool with, like, your Switch, though, because then you can play PlayStation games that you may not have been able to play before or didn't scoop up because Microsoft didn't have it.
Yeah, and I've been able to... I haven't, like, dived deep into it yet, but I want to. A lot of, like, Xbox indie games have found their way to the Switch.
Which is cool.
Which is really cool, because I don't really have any plans on...
getting an Xbox.
Buying an Xbox, but they do have some good indie games that I wanted to play.
Which
like
is
Ori and the Blind Forest, or, like, A Hat in Time, or Cuphead, and things like that. Well, now I can...
They're on Switch.
I can buy them on Switch.
Which is legit. That's cool to see. I'm really excited for what Nintendo is doing and everything, and how it's being done.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see Resident Evil and how they... But it is interesting that they've, like, done the same kind of thing that, Devil May Cry has done on the Switch, as they've released those ones a la carte. I am curious, though, if they're going to release, like, Resident Evil 2 Remake or Resident Evil 7.
So is it only Resident Evil, you said 4, 5, and 6?
I think it's just 4, 5, and 6.
I
can grab the Switch real quick and double check.
Yeah, it's like they don't even have, like, the originals on there, do they? On the Switch. We're checking things out here, folks.
I don't believe so, because there was a remake of the first Resident Evil that came out in like 2015 or something like that. I haven't played that version.
That's funny. That's weird. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. And then I saw one of our friends, a fellow streamer, Resident Evil Jesse, he was playing it, and graphics-wise, it looked like real dang close to Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Yeah.
And I was like, what version is this? And it's like, and then somebody in his chat was like, oh, this is the Resident Evil Remake. And I was like, wait, because I have a copy of it's like Resident Evil like HD. I thought that was the only version of it.
Yeah.
And it runs like the original Resident Evil, so it runs like crap. And I was like, what the hell is this shit? Like, this looks great. I would have played this. Because Resident Evil 2 Remake is amazing.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I know for sure they have the 3 kind of middle ones in the Resident Evil franchise.
Do you think maybe because it's like a little too jank to put the older ones on there?
No, because I mean I don't think these are jank, but they can be a little bit rough.
Yeah.
They have the first 2 Devil May Cries.
Yeah, that's true too.
So I don't think it's like,
necessarily
like detrimental to.
What do you think? Because they're doing the remakes, that's why they haven't put them on there yet.
That's kind of what I'm wondering. Is like, are
because
they waiting?
They did 2 and they're doing 3. Or they wait until they're done and out and then they'll port them on?
Yeah, and I'm curious because, like...
But then, are they going to port the originals or are they going to port the new ones?
I would imagine that they would do the remakes just because, like, Resident Evil 2 remake outsold Resident Evil 2. Like, lifetime sales of Resident Evil 2 remake are already more than the game itself.
Yeah.
The original game, which is kind of crazy. Like, I don't know how it happened, but...
It happened, folks. It happened.
Oh, they do have Resident Evil on here.
Oh, okay. Well, we just fucked up.
And Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil Revelations,
it must
Resident
have just
Evil
been
Revelations 2.
Recent then.
And 4, 5, and 6, like I said.
Released them recently then.
And they're all like $30. A little pricey.
That's pretty expensive.
I don't know if it's the remake of the first Resident Evil, though. But they do. It might be the version that I have.
Maybe.
But it is kind of interesting. I'm curious to see if they, like Devil May Cry, if they will bring over, Devil May Cry 4 and 5 and maybe DMC, if they'll kind of continue the trend and bring over Resident Evil 7 to remake and then eventually like 3 remake.
It's hard to tell. I mean, like we talked about before, Nintendo kind of does its own thing and doesn't really tell you what it's going to do or how it's going to do it. It's just all of a sudden, hey, we're doing this. Okay, Nintendo.
Yeah, and Resident Evil 2 Remake is a gorgeous game. 3 looks like it's going to follow suit.
Yep, which is cool.
But I'm under the impression that they're not like crazy resource hogs. So
no.
I think it would be probably easier to be able to port over than something like, Doom or The Witcher or, Wolfenstein and stuff like that. So
what do you feel like, no, it's going to be completely tangential, Resident Evil and, like the movies?
Well, the movies, I agree with you where I like the first, like, few, and then I feel like it kind of went off the rails.
I like the first 2, honestly.
And I'm not even, like, 100% certain that I've seen all of them.
I'm not either. There's a shit ton of them.
Like, we have the collection and stuff, but we pretty much watched, like, the last few and then, like, the first couple that we had seen. The middle ones, I don't know if I've seen, or I just don't remember them. Like, they're forgettable at best kind of a thing. I'm hopeful that the Netflix TV series does well. It'd be really cool if they
did it more.
Since these remakes are doing so well, if they did films based off of
the actual characters.
Yeah, like so they cast like Chris Redfield, they cast a Jill, they cast a Leon Kennedy as the main protagonist. Because they were. Some of them were, like, loosely kind of featured in the films, but they were always really cheesy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, those movies were cheesy to begin with, but...
They were, but those, like, the side characters, they were particularly cheesy. And they got, like, unnamed...
actors.
B or C-list actors.
I was like, poofing me today.
And I think it'd be really cool to get, like a prominent or an up-and-coming actor that people know to play Leon Kennedy. He's my favorite protagnist.
I think so too.
Or Chris Redfield or Jill.
Or if they do with the next flick, the Netflix series, at least do the protagonist right. Don't get B actors or some no-name actors, or if you get it like obviously it's a series or whatever. Whom you get, don't make them cheesy and corny as shit.
Yeah, have somebody to kind of carry the franchise because it's such a well-known franchise.
And like they're really well-known characters, and I feel like the movies, the first 2 at least, try to, like with Genesis especially, try to do the games justice, but then
I agree.
They just fucking dived off the deep end and like, let's do our own shit.
Yeah, they try to like retcon things within its own like film universe and then, like, that didn't make sense from the beginning film.
Some of the zombies and creatures, I'm like, oh, okay, where the fuck did these come from?
Like it was supposed to be really important, and especially in the last one that they went back to Raccoon City, but Raccoon City in the games is really only important because of Leon Kennedy's story.
Yeah, and then they full circled it. It's kind of like the what is the one?
And Jill's story as well, I should say.
Jill's story as well. What is the one movie I'm trying to think of? They did with the road driving. Shit, I'm trying to.
All I can think of is Death Race.
Well, not the other with Death Race, but the one with like the desert Australia.
Oh, Mad Max.
Mad Max. Where it's just fucking point A to point B, back to point A situation again. And that's how they ended up that fucking series with. Well, they'll go back to Raccoon, the origins, and...
Yeah, but I feel like Raccoon City in the film universe didn't really have, as like I said, as much importance as it could have, because they didn't really adequately tell Leon Kennedy and like Jill's story.
No, they didn't. And
if they had told their stories and their experiences in Raccoon City, I think that kind of it makes Raccoon City.
Yeah.
Instead, it was a pretty much a different character.
It was a cop out, honestly.
And then they were trying to like add the same kind of gravitas that the games had. Because I think fans were really excited to play Resident Evil 2, and then now they're really excited to play Resident Evil 3.
Yeah,
again, because of what the originals
had
did
to offer.
And the characters that they presented and the stories that they told. And the film franchise, for whatever reason, tried to kind of rest on those laurels without ever really introducing those characters.
Yeah, and then they fucking...
Or story arcs.
They went weird. Well, then they went really weird and, like...
Because I feel like Raccoon City wasn't as important in the first couple Resident Evil movies as it was in the games.
Well, then you're like, what the fuck? I thought that was clone shit. Like, seriously?
That was, they tried to shoehorn shit in.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
Because when they initially did it, I think it was the third one or the fourth one, I can't quite remember, where they were cloning her.
I think that was the last one.
No, there was cloning.
Oh, the clone. Oh, I see, the cloning part.
Where they were cloning her original DNA to make a super whatever to control her. But then, like, they retconned that cloning into the very last movie where she was a clone. She wasn't
I don't know
even
if I saw that one that you just referenced, the third or fourth one.
Yeah, I don't remember either. That's why it's very vague in my memory. And because my dad likes the Resident Evil movies like I do. And even he's like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, it's like they were kind of like stabbing at like introducing like Nemesis or Tyrant.
Yeah.
Like to fit, but it never quite worked or landed, which is weird.
And then it's like, you know, with the last movie where it just kind of came full circle. Well, you're just a clone of the original, and she's fucking like the little girl was another clone with the genetic disorder where they got the virus from, and it's like
Ashford's daughter.
Yeah, Ashford's daughter, and it's just like, oh, what the fuck is happening right now?
Yeah, they kind of got into the weeds as far as the games are concerned. Similarly with like Resident Evil 5 and 6.
Yeah,
where it was like too far. 7 was definitely kind of a return to form, but it was like separate.
But then still, it's still weird in its own right, where there's zombies, but they're not.
I don't think that they are. I haven't finished the story on that one.
We need to finish the story on that one. It got creepy.
It's very scary. Good return to survival horror.
True.
Which is awesome.
No, to be fair, the remake, fucking 2, oh my god, talk about jump scares. Jesus Christ.
They did an excellent job. And they were working production-wise. Resident Evil 2 and 3 were like happening at the same time.
So that's going to be cool to see the 3.
That's why they're coming out back to back. Only a year apart, because obviously a year isn't long enough to do a complete remake.
No, they were doing it simultaneously then. Yeah. That was what their plans were.
Which is really cool, because Resident Evil 2 Remake did really well. So I would imagine that those studios, especially being, you know, under the same umbrella, were communicating with one another. Yeah, Umbrella Corp. No pun intended.
Pun intended. Always pun intended.
So I'm sure the quality of... That's the memory card for the console itself.
There's no cover.
No.
It's
the kickstand.
But it's a kickstand, so if it's open...
I know.
It's like dangerous.
That's why I actually had to look up to see where I needed to put the Switch...
But you're endangering your...
card. Because I was like, where do I put this? I don't see any port for it. Because
that's a port design.
The Vita has like one down in the corner here.
Yeah.
And it has a cover. And you just like move the cover, then you put in the memory stick.
You need to like dust it out.
I got compressed air for it.
That's a poor design. Anyways,
that's what I thought too when I put it in.
Like
I'm like, that's a really weird spot.
It can hit it, it can damage it. Anyways, it's cool to see though what they're going to do with the next remastered Resident Evils. Yes, they finally have them on the Switch, and how that's going to go about. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, and overall, I'm curious to see if they bring over the later Devil May Cry's and Resident Evils.
That would be cool, because they need, 4 and 5 now? Is what they need to bring over?
4 and 5 for Devil May Cry, and then 7 and the remakes for Resident Evil.
True, and Switch. It's kind of cool to see how they just changed Devil May Cry 3 so much, just to bring those other 2 over. It'd just be like fucking a cakewalk, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'd be very seamless.
We just looked up, the Resident Evil games that are on the Switch eShop, and they didn't have 2 or 3, the originals.
True.
So, seems like they're kind of saving, for the
something.
possibility of having remakes, because they could have easily just done 2 and 3.
They could have. Just
like digital.
Just toss them on there. Get over.
That's what Sony did.
So I'm intrigued to see what they do. It's very, very alluring. Alluring. There's the word. Words.
But yeah, I mean, we shall see. Hopefully they pick back up with like the Resident Evil either films or TV series on Netflix.
I honestly feel like with what they do with Resident Evil should just be a TV series now. I feel like the movies, they're good, but I feel like the TV series, like we've talked about before, can flesh out more of the characters, their stories. I think so too. And actually give us a good sense of what Resident Evil is actually about.
Yeah, Netflix is a really good platform to use for
they are, especially when like Jessica Jones and all that. That sucks that they pulled out, but like Daredevil and everything, they're able to flesh out those comic book characters out and better than the movies or even.
Yeah,
and actually have done them justice.
Yep, absolutely. And then the other thing I kind of wish for that's on topic is like a reboot of like the Devil May Cry anime.
Do like they did with Castlevania.
And have the same peeps that
voice
do the Castlevania
actors.
one do Devil May Cry.
Then what means they're already animes, so it wouldn't make sense. Got the big titties that bounce.
Oh, trash.
Oh, my fishy, no.
But I think that would be really cool and could fit into a like cohesive like anime universe on Netflix.
I mean, anime is fucking crazy anyway, so it makes sense why that would be awesome.
Yeah, Castlevania and Devil May Cry attached together.
Exactly, and they can start really how they did with Castlevania. It was just 4 episodes and kind of go from there.
Exactly, and kind of see how it works. Because I think with Devil May Cry 4...
Wait, is it Resident Evil, their live action?
Yes.
Or is it anime? Oh, it's live action? Okay.
Yeah, it's a live action.
Peeps. They're people, actual people, not anime.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just hoping for a Devil May Cry anime.
No, yeah.
I think it'd be really hard to cast for Dante and Virgil live action.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't think of any actors off the top of my head where it was like, oh, that'd be a perfect Dante or Virgil, or that'd be a perfect, Trish or Lady, or a perfect Nico, or a perfect Nero, or something. I can't really... But I think an anime would fit really perfectly.
Yeah,
because it is so stylish.
Those images, yeah.
And they've already done that.
It'd be a little too hard to do a real person without an arm, especially if they do Devil May Cry 5 when you're.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like production costs.
Devil
I would imagine
arm
would
and
be
shit, and then transitioning. And you just stick with the anime for that one. And Zombies is fine. Zombies, you fake blood, you're good to go.
And I know the creator for Castlevania, he wants to do like what he calls a bootleg universe, and so he wants to do like multiple game properties as an anime that all like tie in together with Castlevania as like the tentpole. So it'd be really cool if he could get that off the ground and do
Devil May Cry
and other cool video game properties that would probably fit in there pretty well.
True.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I feel like that's a good.
Yeah, I think we've kind of exhausted like everything we could say about Devil May Cry and Resident Evil and how it pertains to the Nintendo Switch. So.
I'm excited to see what it's coming out with. Like, the Switch is definitely, beasting it up now. And it's only halfway through its cycle, too, which is insane to think about.
Yeah, exactly. And you pointed that out several times, so it's like, who knows what we're going to get,
Yeah, exactly.
We at least have, additional 3-4 years where we can have Resident Evil 2 Remake on there and Resident Evil 3 Remake or, these new titles coming out.
No, this is far-fetched because of, obviously, the power of both of these systems, but have had, like, PlayStation 5 games on the Switch.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we've discussed it in like a prior 64 Bits of Rage. But yeah, if they could figure out how to...
I'm not saying it's possible. Yeah, the technical hurdles.
I feel like it's kind of a renaissance in that, too, where it's like hardware power for the main two, Microsoft and Sony, have, steadily increased. And they did like iterative consoles and stuff like that. They've really... Not to say that there aren't technical hurdles for those platforms as well, but I feel like they can push it and do a lot more and kind of be like grander and visual like aspects or even gameplay mechanics and things like that. So it's kind of cool where you have to take like a half step back and focus on figuring out how to fit this game onto a console that has like less powerful hardware, and it makes people more creative.
It does.
And like innovative and like, we may see it in a few years where like some of these studios that have focused on ports in the Nintendo Switch have learned from doing it, where now they can do even crazier things on
made it easier for themselves.
You know, the PS5 or the Xbox One Series X or PC or something.
Whatever.
Where it's like, oh yeah, we learned all these technical tips from when we had difficulties porting, you know, Doom over to the Switch.
Now we can just do it in a fucking heartbeat. No.
Exactly. Or now we're, you know, maybe they go just straight into like Switch development, or like, oh, we can produce our own games now because now we know the hardware inside and out.
Yeah, exactly. That's true too.
Dealt with the technical nitty gritty of porting these games over. So I think it's going to lead into a lot of kind of innovation in game design.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
And I think that's what we kind of need. We need stuff like that. You need like a handicap to be able to be creative sometimes.
True.
Especially technically.
Is it sad to say I'm still excited for Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing is amazing. And I'm excited for Doom Eternal.
It's like 14 more days.
Doom Eternal, if they port that to the Switch, I will buy another copy.
I know, right?
I will play it on the Switch.
All right, kind sir. I think that's everything on this podcast.
I think that's a wrap.
All right. Well, my name is Iris Kahulitz.
My name is Anthony Schultz.
As always, follow the bears.
Bam, 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 bam.
Follow the bears.
Peace.